Greetings, friends and spiritual rebels. I want to get more in depth today about how to get in contact with Source and how to develop the capacity to remain in contact with Source so that during your normal day, when you need that affirmation, when you need that energy, you need that uplift, or when you need to discern something, you will be able to call on that center of self, to step into that center of self and benefit by having that readily at hand. So, we talked about finding a space, preferably closer rather than further from your residence, but some people need to be far out and away. I honestly believe that those who are really driven to certain activities, to hiking, to camping, to mountain climbing, to sailing, what they are instinctively being drawn to about those activities is that it takes your focus from the mundane and a puts you into a zone where you can more easily tap into Source. And most of us have noticed that when you quiet the busy mind, the chattering mind, the part of you that's constantly analyzing and speaking to you and going on, when you learn to quiet that down, you're able to reach a certain internal serenity that allows you to really utilize all of the different skills, abilities, and talents that the Spirit has for you. So, you find a space where you're comfortable, that's out and away, preferably out and away from electronics, out and away from most other people, unless they're actively working with you, working in the same way to establish that relationship with Source. But preferably out alone, out in nature, and someplace where you can go frequently. A garden works, a park, if it's an isolated area, works. Someplace where you can tap in, because initially it will take some effort until you learn what that stillness feels like and how to find it, how to locate it within yourself, to nurture it within yourself. It takes a little bit more effort. Now, some people, they will visualize. Now, not everyone's a visualizer, but some people will visualize, imagine white light, and usually it's coming down, because most people equate Source with the celestial rather than the planetary. If it was a planetary source of divinity, you'd bring it up. But for most people, they bring that energy down. And you feel it in your heart. The heart is the center for most of us. It's the center of creation. It's how we interface with the reality around us, and it's how we interact. It's how we affect the reality around us. So you bring that energy down, and you generate, in your mind's eye, you imagine a white light around you, protecting you and keeping you safe, so that you can more fully immerse yourself in that energy, in that intelligence, in that serenity space of Source, where everything becomes very clear and where discernment happens. Now, not everyone's a visualizer. Some of us are more about emotions, more tactile, more about other ways of manifesting, other ways of pushing energy into manifestation. Now, if you're an empath like me, you're going to want to use emotions to create that. Now, I've already talked about gratitude being the primo emotion to draw Source in, to draw the energy of Source in, if it is truly gratitude that you are experiencing. If you're not just speaking the word, if you're actually inviting that emotion into you, that's going to get you in touch with Source. If you have trouble conjuring that particular emotion, if you have difficulty with it, think about whatever it is in your life that you are grateful for, that makes you truly happy, that makes you want to get up in the morning, that you see as the motivating factor in your life, what inspires you. And I'll use the word what you love, what you connect to in gratitude. And bring that emotion up. Think of that thing, that person, or that place, or that experience that you feel most grateful for. So call that energy in, and then wrap yourself in that energy, and then call Source. If you can touch Source while you're wrapped in the energy of gratitude, you'll be able to establish a very strong connection. Remember what that feels like. Remember what that energy feels like. So even if you can't necessarily get the emotion of gratitude or love, that experience of connecting through the web of the weird, through the web of life, to that which nurtures you, to that which motivates you, even so, you will remember and be able to resonate with the energy of what that is. So you have to transcend simply the emotion and reach the point of identifying the energy of it, whether it produces that emotion or not. Once you can identify the energy of Source, then no matter what emotions you're feeling, you'll be able to center yourself in that space. But it takes practice. Now I'm saying start with gratitude, start with the white light, even if you can't visualize it. Just know that it's there. Put the intention of drawing pure light through and around you. And just know that it's there. Feel it. Feel it there. Feel it generating around you to protect you with the intention of protection. The reason why you want a white and you want the intention of protection, white because it encompasses all of the different spectrums of energy, and protection because you want it honed for that particular purpose. What you don't want is to bring a lot of light through you so that it attracts a lot of attention without it being protective. If you're going to create a space where you're interfacing with Source and only Source, you want to make sure that you put the intention of protection around you. Now, if you call in Source and what you feel coming back at you is uncomfortable, it creates emotions that don't fit right, that make you anxious or fearful or angry or sad. If you're calling on Source and you're getting very unpleasant or uncomfortable emotions, stop what you're doing. Take a few steps back. Harden the intention of protection around you. Make that very strong. And shoo the energy away. If you want, send it to ground. Know or see or will it to go to ground. The earth will accept all energy. It doesn't differentiate between good and bad. Energy is energy because it encompasses all things within our world. The planet, the ground, you ground it. It's one of the reasons why you want to be outside in the natural world where you can interface with the ground. It's also the reason that a lot of people who are aware of this go for to wear natural things on their feet. They wear leather rather than um, artificially made shoes. That way they can interface much better with the earth. Now you can also, if you don't want to do that, you can also touch the earth with your hands and will all of the things that you are feeling that's uncomfortable, that has come up around you, into the earth. It will not hurt the earth. The earth will simply take it and recycle it, as it does all compost. It will recycle that and turn it into something better. It's what the earth does. So, at least with energy. So if you have an experience that makes you uncomfortable, you send it into ground. But otherwise, get to know that experience of source, what it is for you, what the energy is for you, how it feels, and learn how to step into it. You can do it with emotions, you can do it with visualization, but most importantly, you do it with intent. You want to understand the most high divine energies, that which nurtures life and protects it, that which created your experience in this world, that created you having a physical form to experience this world. So, something to think about, and welcome to the woods.